those cow-calf operations that have fall calving herds will be growing some replacement heifers to be bred later in the fall, probably starting around the middle of November. So that means that now is a good time to bring those heifers in and do a couple of operations as we bring them through the chutes. Number one, I would really recommend that we go ahead with our respiratory vaccination at this time, at least a month ahead of the start of the breeding season. So if you're going to vaccinate for IBR and BVD and whatever else that your veterinarian would recommend, now is a good time to bring those heifers in and get that chore taken care of. Also, if you have scales, I would suggest that you go ahead and weigh some of those heifers to see that they're growing at an adequate rate in order to have the minimum weight that you're going to have those heifers in at the start of the breeding season to be at least 60% of their mature weight. For example, if most of the cows in your herd are about 1,200 pound cows, then you better expect that the small end of this replacement heifer crop needs to be 720 pounds at the start of the breeding season. And this is really critical for those herds that are going to use artificial insemination for breeding those replacement heifers. We want a high percentage of them cycling when we start our estrus synchronization program, and followed up, of course, with artificial insemination. So if we see that those heifers are a little bit behind, we now have about 45 days to increase the energy intake for those heifers in order to get them caught back up, to have them at that 60 to 65% of their mature weight at the start of the breeding season. So again, I'd suggest you bring those heifers in at least 30, 45 days ahead of the breeding season, get the vaccinations that your veterinarian recommends, check to make sure that they're big enough and they're growing fast enough to meet that target weight at the start of the breeding season. Hey, we look forward to visiting with you again next week on Sunup's Cow-Calf Corner.